All right, so we're looking at more Christmas songs. Here is Silent Night by Casting Crowns. We're going to jump right in because I've done a couple videos on this one already. And at the end, we'll keep on working on that fill for Happy Christmas War is Over. All right, so this one, the main points you need to know about are it's in 3/4, and there's accents on the downbeat. And we're kind of skipping the intro. Full speed will be 78 BPM. So let's just jump back in and kind of get that groove going. I'm not going to worry about those accents right away. As I get comfortable, I'll kind of talk myself through them and tell you guys what I'm doing as well. 1 and 2 and 3 and so nice and slow. So I covered this in the last video, and again, if you guys need the sheet music, it's on our website, musicbythemeasurespro.com. I'm just going to keep saying that over and over again, because when we have members sign up, we had a couple members sign up the other day, it helps support us to do more videos like this and help you guys and write sheet music for you. So any song you want, become a member, we'll write it out, we'll transcribe it for you. So as I started this video last week, I was doing our 1, 2, and 3, and which you totally get by with on 78 BPM, but it's kind of nice to go. You know, your right hand naturally wants to hit a little bit harder, so it's something that you just have to control. And again, it is Silent Night, so we don't have to be crazy loud with what we're doing. So I'll go in and out of the accents. I'll try to focus as good as I can and put them in there, but we'll see what happens. All right, so let's do a little bit more at 58. Obviously missed that one. All right, let's go to 68. Nice little 10 BPM jump. 2 and 3 and 1. Now, if 3/4 is a little difficult for you at first, just sit here while I'm playing and go 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1. The more you get comfortable counting stuff, I know it sounds dumb to say, but it breathes into your playing. 1, 2, and 3, and 1. So just count along until you don't have to count. That's kind of the rule of thumb. let's just go to 78 because then we're at full speed. And I'm going to try to back on. I'm like very aggressive. Probably all the coffee that I've had. So try to like chill a little bit because I remind you and I remind myself it is silent night, not rock and roll night. Now, some of that can be done in the mix as well, but there's no reason to beat these drums. Right? We're playing. Even that one. I want to hit it because I'm putting the kick drum in there. I'm hitting both those things at once, and it just wants to be more aggressive. So I'm going to really try to ignore the accents for a bit and bring all of my volume down. Just more silent. All right, so I'm not going to focus on a lot of this little extra stuff he's doing. I'm going to try to get the main beats down right now. So here, I say that, and then we have this little guy here. So yeah, I just have to reteach this to myself a minute. So before we even get there, though, let's go to this beat and work on putting our foot hi-hat in there. So let's grab 78. And then we'll come back to the ride part, which I like. It's a little bit of a minefield. We'll say that. All right, so let's bring this down to 58 again. Actually, let's just go straight up to 50. And we're going 1, 2, see? So I gotta walk myself through this. So it's going 1. So I got that foot hi-hat added in. 1, 2, and 3, and 1. And it's nice. I mean, it lines up with your right hand. So everything your right hand's doing. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Kick drum. Let's hear 50 at that, and then kind of use that as our basis point. Kind of like, hey, if it sounds like that all the time, or then I can add in the rest of the pieces and the rest of that rhythm. All right. Can hear already that 50 is too slow. It's going to be hard to count. Let's go just a little bit faster. 2 and 3 and 1, 2, 3. Try to bring my volume down with my right hand. 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and. So I just feel like I'm rushing all of it. All right. So don't feel like I'm gelling with that metronome. You probably heard that. But let's speed it up a little bit. It might just be too slow. I know that's a great excuse that a lot of people use all the time. Sweet. Hey, I'm glad that you're watching. I'm glad this helps. So if you're working on Silent Night, I can't completely see your name, but I see some of it. And this helps. Awesome. I'm excited by that. And any song that you want to learn Christmas-wise, let me know, and I'll teach it to you. Unless it's really hard. Probably won't be able to do that. We'll find out. 2, 3, 1, 2, and 3, and... So, if you're just joining us, just get this rhythm going. So now, here's me being picky again. I was like digging the accent, but my one got a little too loud. So just more like... So just watch that one, Silent Night. Only say it 100 more times. But you can see how like 68 is easier for me to find that tempo. 58, there's so much distance between those clicks that just, it's hard to keep it going. And really, I love the idea of setting the tempo. 1, 2, and 3, and 1. Try to bring all my volume down. All right, let's get this up to 78, which would be full speed for this song. And again, I'm going to keep on saying the same thing over and over again. I need to watch my volume. It might be something you have to coach yourself on as well. So let's get this groove set again. 2, 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and... I started counting in fours. So I'm doing this thing where I like to split it up. 1, 2, and 3, and 1. Get your hands going, and then 1, 2, 3, 1. So I'm going to do a couple of those and then put it back together. And then we'll go to the hard measure. All right, so I'm feeling pretty good about that. All right, we just need to, from scratch, break this part down again because it just confuses me and it's been a couple days. So I'm just going to do hands again. So we're going 3 and, 3 and. And then on the of 3. So we're going 3 and 4, 1. That's the tricky part. Back to 1. So it's not uncommon from, or not completely different from when we do this at the beginning of the song. It just happens to do this, and then it has some other 16th notes on it too, or this, I should say. So we're going to go 3 and 1. And then take a little bit of a breather. So this measure is just tricky. Now, if you're performing this, you can always skip that for now. I love the idea of like learning every little measure that we have to do because it's a nuance. It's something, it's a rudiment, I would say. Like it's going to come up in other songs. So you might as well learn it in this, and it's going to help you. Now, you don't have to get it perfect. You don't have to have it tomorrow. Just try to get the idea of this down and make it a part of your playing. So the other day when I did this, I did 3 to 1. So it'd be 3 and 1. That just takes a lot from my brain. 3 and 1. So let's just hear that kind of like at 40 BPM, what that would actually sound like. 3 and 1 and. Three and 1 and 3 and 1. So it's just hard. I mean, that's all I can say. It's complicated for me to think about. And I can do like 1 or 2 as you hear or see, and then I just fall apart. 3 and 1. I just feel so backwards by the time. I'm going to stay with this. I talked about this the other day. There's probably multiple different ways you could stick this. For now, I think this is the one that makes the most sense for me. 3 and 1. I don't like the 3 and That would be possible too, but having your left hand lead like that for me is difficult as well. 3 and a 1. 3 and a 1. So I'm going right, right, left. All right, this is going to seem a little crazy, but this is a good practice for me to do, and I know it helps me on other instruments. So let's try it on guitar. Oops. Or not guitar. Let's try it on drums. I did it on guitar earlier today. We're just gonna go 3 and 3. And what I'm gonna start working on fixing is that volume of the ride. I don't want it to be so abrasively loud. And I want to think about less as I'm doing this. I just really want to make it like a groove of muscle memory. Now here's the thing. If this is getting boring for you, I want to partly say deal with it. Something I just need to work on. So you can pay attention if you want. You could, if you're watching this later, skip ahead. We'll be working on more of this song. This is part of drumming, or not all instrument learning, that it can be a little boring from time to time, right? Like, putting 40 minutes in or 20 minutes in on one section of a song seems a little crazy, but if you're using that song to teach you better rudiments or better understanding of drums, it's worth it. That's why I don't mind doing it for myself. And hopefully if I screw this up for 40 minutes, you watch it and go, skip, 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 skip. See how I did it at the end and be like, oh, he changed it. You don't have to make the same mistakes that I made. You can kind of like leapfrog ahead of me. And that's what I always say to students as well. Like, learn from my mistakes. If I'm telling you to do something, it's because I've done that before and I've done it bad. All right, so my idea is 3 and. That's all I'm going to do. Going to watch my ride volume. 3 and. So let's hear that at 40 BPM. And 3 and 3 and. All right, now the next step would be 3 and da. That's really where I feel awkward too. So 3 and ah. And then I'm just gonna pause. 3 and da. It only feels awkward because I just hit that low tom on that 8th note. 3 and da. So let's hear that again. I see if I can do it in a loop. And 3 and 3 and. So I can't do it in a loop like that. And to help my brain, we're just going to add that in. So we're going to go, and I can hear. If I slow this down, let's try 34. You know, someday we'll release a time lapse of me doing this, so it seems like I did it in 5 minutes. But I know that starting at 34 and going. And then adding that next step, 3 and And it gives you time to think about everything that you're doing. It gives you time to process, like, okay, I'm going 3 and 3 and And then we'll just pause on 1. And it's slow. 3 and 1. 3 and 1. 3 and. All right, let's get that count. 3 and 1. 3 and 1. 3 and 3 and it's all I want to do. I really want to do more, as you can probably tell, because I'm always trying to play that next part, but I don't need to yet. I just got to get this mechanism down. 3 and 1. Okay. Let's see if I can start adding. First, yeah, I guess just add that foot hi-hat in first. And 1 and 3 and 1 and 1 3 and 1. So that's hard for me. 3 and 1. So let's try to put the foot hi-hat on the 1 as well. Oh, I guess put the kick in. I've been doing the foot hi-hat, so we're getting there. And, 34 is almost half the song. So 1 and 2. And again, not hitting that so hard on the next one. 1, 1, and 2. All right, I want to say no. Let's stay with the target that I have. I kind of want to add the full measure because I think it gives me time to like recoup. But I think it might be easier at this tempo to just try to get a couple of these in, and then bump it up a little bit. Because 34 is hard to think about. We have a lot of subdivision going on in this measure, so it makes it a little bit easier, but still just a lot. 2 and 3. 3 and 1. 3 and 1. And 3 and 1. And 1. And 3 and 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 and 1 and and 3 and 1 and so counting at that tempo's kind of throwing me off a little bit. My own bad, should be able to do that. Let's try a couple without, and then we'll see where we're at. So we got 1 and 2. Also, again, you're going to hear this a lot from me. I'm redundant in how I think about things, but I also have the same issues to work through on the drums over and over again and quite a few of my other instruments. That accent I'm putting on, it doesn't need to be there as loud, Those are things I can resolve as I get comfortable with the beat. Choose your battles. I'm going to say that as well. Right now it's going to be a little loud and abrasive. As I get comfortable with it and don't have to think so much, I can slow it down. Right now, just me doing that is all the mental strength in the world. And it should be this soft. Oh, shoot, I almost played it wrong. 1 and 2. Not loud. All right, let's try 40 and see if we can put this together. And I think we're gonna just do hands first, and then try to throw in the rest. And that'll be interesting. So we're going 1, 2, and 3, and see, that is a bit more comfortable already. 1, 2, and 3, and 4, into 1. We're in 3, 4. 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and so by breaking it down really slow and just doing that over and over again, probably to the point of boredom for you all, my hands at least feel comfortable going. I say that and then I just fuck it up. 1, 2 and 3 and my hands were comfortable until I broke it down. All right, let's try it again. 1, 2 and 3 and minus that nervous rush that I just did. 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1. That was right. And so I already forgot it, but let's try it with 40 and just see if I can put it together. So I'm just going to spend some time going 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and remembering I'm in 3, 4. then let's hear how 40 fits with that. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and a 1, 2 and 3 and. And 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and a 1. Three and 1, 2 and 3 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and. So 40 is slow. Let me just give you a heads up on that. Let's try to do a couple with the kick by itself and then add that. I think I'm just going to like train wreck, but we'll just see what happens. 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and. Okay, let's try to add hands. 1 and. 1, 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1. So I don't care right now that I'm not lining up with the metronome. I'm using that as a guide to kind of like push me in the right direction. There's a lot of stuff that I just timing-wise need to fix in my playing, and this will allow me to fix that. Just going, I was going to hit the wrong thing. 1. So let me slow it back down to kind of closer to where we were at. So 1, 2, and 3, and 1, and. I always forget that and. 1, so 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3. And try not to accent that next one. The ride, that one is hard for me not to play aggressively. 1, 2, and starting over. 1, 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1. So same thing. 1, 2, and 3, and 1. Now I'm doubting myself if I'm playing it right. The wheels are clicking. We're going to do a couple more at 40. I'm going to rush it. You're going to laugh at me, and that's okay. I'll laugh with you. And then I think it'll be settled enough that I can actually start speeding it up, and it'll make it a little bit easier. You'll see it start to click. Or you won't. And then we'll just move to a different song. 2, and 3, and 1. 2, and 3, and 1. 2, and 2 and 3 and 1 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and so sometimes again I second guess myself on that 3 and 1. It's an interesting exercise idea. See if it works. 40 might be the right tempo. So we're going to play only the right hand, and then we're going to play only the left hand. So it'll be a good exercise in your downs and your ups, or your offbeats and downbeats. So we're going 3 and 1, 3 and 1, and 1, 3 and 1, 3 and 1. But let's go to 44, and then we'll put the beat together with 44 too. Three and 1 and 3 and 1 and 3 and 1, 3 and 1, 3 and 1, 3 and 1, 3 and 1. Okay, now we're playing on our left hand. So if we're going 3 and 1, our left hand is going end 3, end 3. Right? So it's 3 and 1. So I'm going to try to leave out that 3 and just kind of build some like rhythm confidence in my left hand by going and 1. With the metronome obviously playing on 1 and 3. So yeah, we'll see how I do. This is not going to be easy for me because I'm rhythm deaf, rhythm blind. So again, it's going to be, just so I can practice a couple more times, 3 and 1, 3 and 1, 3 and 1. Let's try to count that out a couple times. 3 and 1, 3 and 1, 3 and 1, 3 and 1, and 1, 3 and 1. One more time. 3 and 1. Now this time, 3 and 1. Three and 1, 3 and 1, and 1, 3 and 1, and 1. Sorry, 3 and 1. Okay. I'm kind of hoping that sinks in. Now, it might screw me up a little bit, to be quite honest, but I think it's going to allow me to like know what my hands are supposed to be doing better. 1, 2, and 3. I said that, but it did not work. Mostly because I just have to work on putting it together now. 1, 2, and 3, and 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 1, 2. Okay. Wish me luck. We'll see. So I'm having fun. That's why I'm actually like okay doing this for like 30 minutes or 20 minutes. I know I gotta get to the next song, but this is the kind of stuff that I really enjoy doing. Like the puzzle of learning, I guess. You know, like okay, how would you approach this? Now, if you had years and years of drum rudiments, or you did drumline at school, this might be way easier for you to do. Like you might already breeze past this and be like, what a jerk! I can't believe he can't do this. Totally okay, totally cool. I think there's a lot of different ways to learn. You can learn through books, you can learn through songs. As long as you're learning and you're challenging yourself, I think is the important thing. All right, hands only. Let's see if I can put this back together. And 2, and 3, and 1, 2. I'm rushing it. 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 1. One. One, 2, and 3, and 1, and 2, and so I think that exercise really helped me understand that idea better. So use that exercise. That's a great idea. I'm gonna do it again at faster speeds, but now I'm like wanting to speed this up a little bit and see if I can put all of it together. So let's try 48, and I still have to put feet back together. So we'll do a couple at 48, and then we're gonna move on. So a couple clicks. 1, 2, and 3, and 1. Mostly because I like to rush those 16th notes. 2, and 3, and rush them. 2 and 3 and 1 and and 2 and 3, 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and my brain went blank. Let's try one, just because, again, this is fun. Let's try one speed faster. Let's try 54. Do the same thing, hands, feet, and then we'll move to Happy Christmas. My brain's starting to get fuzzy, and not in the good way. 2 and 3 and 1, 2 and 3 and 1. 2 and 3 and 1. 1, 2 and 3 and 1. 'Kay, try to add the feet. And 3 and did not work out. Try again. 2 and 3 and 1. Brain froze. So you can tell I'm just falling apart now, and that's completely okay. I've like really cultivated and got a lot out of this exercise. Ideally, if I was a little bit more patient, I would totally do more of this. 3 and it'd be 3 and 1. I think that's how I'll start this the next session I do with it. I'll go 3 and 1. And then the left hand would be and 1. And again, I would watch my volumes. 3 and 1. You see, just by doing it for a little bit, like my body knows the idea. Then I just don't have to focus. I can just like let it go and fix it when it screws up. All right, we're going to do this one more time at 58. Let's just do it. So let's do hands only. I feel like those 16th notes are sloppy. I think they're going to be sloppy until I really spend some good time cleaning that up. I just want to rush into it, nervous about getting into the next beat. 2 and 3, and let's do hands. 2 and 3 and 1. 2 and 3 and a 1 and 2 and 3 and. I'm just not hearing that. 1, 2 and 3 and a 1. 3 and a 1. Not ready for everything. Thought I was. One, 2 and 3 and a 1, 2 and 3 and. Yeah, I'm burnt out. Burnt out on this concept, this idea, right? Like I've kind of like created the new grooves in the brain. Now I'm just beating them to death. Totally cool, totally okay. I love it. All right, I'm gonna do like 5 minutes of Happy Christmas. I'm going a little bit over for what I was planning on, but that is totally cool. If you're having a good practice and having fun, just keep doing it. All right, gotta get a new groove in my head. I'm just gonna start this exactly how I started it the other day. Just do the first half. It's slow enough at 62, so we're going. Let's just hear that count because I just played in 3/4 for like an hour. 1 E and a 2 E and a 3 E and a 1 E and a. So we're going. Okay, so it's 1 and a 2 E and a 3 E and up. 1 and a 2 E and a 3 E and up. 1 and a 2 E and a 3 E and up. And a 2 E and a 3 E and a 1 and a 2 E and a 3 E and a.